It's 6.
There we are, 6 o'clock. All right, seeing it being 6 o'clock or 1800 hours, I'm going to call in session the joint meeting of the Board of Police Commissioners and the Committee of Infrastructure, this being January 13th, 2025. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Nicholas Dahl. Commissioner Gwen Cralo. Commissioner James Tolner.
Here.
Alderman Chris Thibodeau.
Here.
Alderman John Sullivan.
Here.
Alderman Richard Dowd.
Present.
Alderman Patricia Clee is here. Alderman at Large Mike O'Brien.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, you have quorum with 6 members
Okay.
present.
All right, also in attendance we have this evening is, you want to do that?
Sure. Director Tim Cummings is here. I'm sorry, I don't know your title. Captain Tom Bolton and Mr. Tim Lemire.
Okay. I will now open it up to public comment. Seeing nobody from the public is here, we'll go with the approval of the minutes. Alderman Clee, do you have a motion?
Yes, I do, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, at this time, I motion to approve the minutes of September 12th, 2024, and the minutes of December 11th, 2024.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. General progress update. Before we get into that, let me just give you like a battle plan of this evening. We also have, immediately following this, is a meeting with the Board of Public Works Commission. So it's my hope after the end of this meeting, we could jump right in. You know, if anybody needs a break, we'll allow you to have a quick break, but we'll jump into that meeting with the Board of Public Works. So again, back to the general progress update. I'm going to turn the meeting over to Administrative Service Director Tim Cummings and Tim Lemire and LaValle Brisinger to provide project status.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, Tim Cummings, Director of Administrative Services. I'm actually going to hand my comments right over to Tim Lemire this evening so he can provide us a very quick update. And Trish, could you have that?
Do you have it?
PowerPoint.
Right there. This one?
Other one.
Other one, sorry.
There you go.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. And I just want to provide a quick update of where we are with the 9 Riverside renovation project.
Is it working, or do you need me to hit it?
Can we put that on full screen?
Sure.
There we go.
You need me to hit it, or?
Yeah, why don't you? I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not getting through the panel here.
Yeah, you really got to aim dead center.
I think it's got to go
of the
down there, but just say okay and I'll hit enter.
console.
Right now, we are at 95% of our construction documents and have gone through the first iteration with the administrative site plan review. And just a quick update, so between the slides going in Friday and today, the drawings are now at 100%, and the last 2 comments on the site plan review have been satisfied, so we are anticipating that to be officially approved this week. So that's a positive update from even Friday. The next thing, as it relates to the design, is later this week we intend on getting the generator design going now that we're at construction documents for the main scope of work. We do want to complete that generator design, so that's going to resume within the next few business days. And you can go to the next slide, please.
Is that right?
No, one more. Okay, and, yeah, and you can go in, yep,
Oops.
that'd
Back
be
up.
good if it had all the, there we go,
There.
that's great. Contract action, so tonight is a fairly lean agenda with contract actions, but I wanted to update the joint committee on what's coming in February. So our construction management group that's been selected, Whiting Turner, has submitted a no-cost draft contract to the city for review. And right now, they're currently preparing all their subcontractor quotes to be prepared for a GMP on February 5th. So we expect February 5th to have the winning subcontractors presented with a GMP price and hopefully submit a Whiting Turner contract at that point for joint committee recommendation. So that's all within the next 30 days here. Next slide, please. And just, you can please release all the text. This is a repeat of a slide that was shown in the December meeting. I just left it again just to make sure that we are clear on the estimated figures. With the GMP being built right now, we still are anticipating that project costs and you know, as I said, we thought the 95% drawings were suitable for bid, which
Is
turned
there
out to be
more to
true,
this?
even though we're now at 100%. Yeah, please continue. And my budget hasn't also changed since the December meeting, which is a about $3.5 million contract with accounting for some soft costs, some third-party inspection items needed. So within the next 30 days for February 5th, these numbers are going to be tightening up quite a bit as we understand what we're getting for subcontractors and that Whiting Turner contract. And the last component of the 3.4 or $3.5 million number showing is we will be collecting amendment proposals from the architect, LaValle Bresinger, myself to continue construction phase, and any testing needed. So we'll have actual numbers on February 5th, which would be good to see the whole project together with the construction fee. So that was really just a fairly quick rundown of where we are, but as I think we're getting to the February 5th meeting is going to have quite a bit of items.
We're good, yes, Mr. Tolman.
Yeah. So when you put this bid out, you said you have five people that are in, 5 vendors that are interested? I just saw in a couple slides earlier. I mean, how many bids are you looking at from the different entities that are going to be bidding on this project?
Well, Whiting Turner is supposed to collect 3 bids for all sub work. So that's what they should be presenting to us on February 5th is the 3 bids for all trades, who they are and what their recommendation is. But
Yeah, I'll just take it from here. So essentially what's going to happen is Whiting Turner put a call out to all their qualified sub bidders, and that could be more than 5,
I
but
assume that,
at a
yeah.
minimum 3.
Okay.
And then at the February 5th meeting, and that's a conversation we still need to have, they will make a recommendation on who their selected preferred group would be, and that's what would get figured into what we'll call the GMP, which we're anticipating to be just under $2.6 million at this time, and that's what we would be looking to get approval on.
Okay, fine. So you may actually get 8 or 9, they actually may get 8, 9, not that they would, 10, 12.
Right.
And then they're going to narrow it down to the 3 that they think are the most appropriate to look at and move forward with.
Yep, and they'll make a recommendation to
Correct,
us.
gotcha, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
Alderman Dow.
Yeah, I think the chances of getting 8 or 9 are slim to
No,
none.
I knew it wasn't going to be only like 3, I figured it'd be
But
5 to 6, and then they narrow it down to that.
Well,
But
we've
3 is a
seen-
requirement.
what we've seen with today's business environment, you may not get 3, you may get 2, and they have to pick it on who's low bid and meets all the specifications required in the bid. So if somebody submits a bid and doesn't meet all the specifications, they can't be accepted.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Sullivan.
Thank you. Mr. Lemire, you mentioned in, I think it was your first slide, that there were minor comments on the plans. Can you divulge what those comments were?
Yep, there were 2 comments on the administrative site plan review. One comment was about tree clearing and making sure that we were putting, through some landscaping, putting trees back that we removed. So, and that was what the designer ended up putting on there was, any tree that comes down, we'll replace it with a deciduous tree and make sure we, one for one, so any tree that comes down, we're putting one back. The other comment was also very technical, but it was just regarding the security gate that would enter Riverside Street, and just making sure we do not have an outward swinging gate, but we have a sliding gate to prevent any traffic issues on Riverside.
Okay.
So those were really the only 2 comments, and I did receive those comments encapsulated in the drawings today, and I sent them back to Community Development about 2 hours ago, so it's all very recent developments.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Alderman Tippett.
On the slide, we've talked about it before, but we had the generator.
Yep.
As a secondary line item. And we talked about the, I think, rough ballpark cost for that. Can you
Yep.
refresh?
So the generator, for a backup generator, which would be for the entire complex, the 2 sides, the 9 and 11 Riverside, we're estimating that construction costs would be somewhere around the $400,000 mark. And it has some design elements to it with how the power service currently connects to the building, as well as what's needed to replace panels on the inside that we felt that it was really becoming its own scope of work as opposed to what the original scope of work that this project was for the Nashua Police. So what we are doing is continuing on with the design portion of it, and I believe the hope of the city is to secure, there's more grant options available through either NTS or Homeland Security or FEMA. There's some options available that we would not be able to take advantage of in this project, but if it was on as its own project, we might have some better funding options.
Cool. Thank you.
Alderman Dow.
Yeah, just one thing I'm not sure you're aware of. The other night, we approved new security cameras for the main police building, and there was a discussion about the security cameras for the project, tying the 2 bids together to get a lower bid for a bigger job. I didn't know if you were aware of that, so.
I'm not.
No, I'll have to check into that, into those details, but that's definitely something we could look into.
It must have been the Dowd Amendment.
Any other questions by members of the committee? Seeing none. Alderman Dowd, you stole my thunder on the camera system. If we're spending it at one end, you're only talking the driveway across to the other facility, so. Okay. Seeing there's no other questions, we'll go with the approval of invoices. Alderman Clee, do you have a motion?
Yes, sorry. I'd like to make a motion to approve September 6, 2024 SW Cole GPI invoice in the amount of $9,600.
Discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Clee, do you have a further motion?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to approve the December 13th, 2024 LBA invoice in the amount of $6,106.23.
Discussion on the motion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Page 2. And we have another potential motion, Alderman Clee.
Okay, and this, no, we did
No,
not.
if I could, Mr. Chairman, so we had anticipated or had hoped for another invoice by our architect. Unfortunately, it didn't get submitted in time, ironically enough. I think it just came in like 2 hours ago. So we're going to hold that for next month's meeting.
All right, so the approval of the January 9th.
We'll wait till February.
Okay, we
Thank
can
you.
wait for that. Next, we'll go into approval of new contracts and proposals.
There is none?
There's none at this time?
General finance review, financial review.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, so we will have a more detailed financial review at the February meeting, but as Mr. Lemire indicated, everything is trending in a direction that we anticipate. No surprises at this time. I just would like to make sure folks are aware that at the February meeting, we will have multiple contracts that we will be seeking approvals for. We've called for amendments to our architect for construction administration, our OPM for phase 2 of their contract for construction administration, any third-party testing that we may need to do, and then finally, and most importantly, the Whiting-Turner contract for construction. So I anticipate having all those contracts ready for our February meeting, and we will continue to monitor the total project budget to ensure that we stay within the prescribed construction costs and within the budget that has been allotted to us at this time. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Very good. All right, moving on, next on the agenda, old miscellaneous business items. Seeing there is nothing.
And so, Mr. Chairman, one last item I do want to call out, and that's I've proposed a February 5th meeting. I do want to note that that is a night of a Finance Committee meeting, so not sure if that will work for schedules or not, but I am hoping to have a early February meeting so we can issue a notice to proceed shortly thereafter.
Yeah, as what I've told you in the past, if you can coordinate it with our executive
I'll be happy to.
secretary, I think it comes down to how much is on the agenda and how much is it contentious. You know, the meeting may expedite quickly or,
For Finance Committee that evening, yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman. I'm going to suggest February 10th as an alternative date. That would be a Monday. I only suggest that because February 12th, the Wednesday, I already note that it looks like PEDC may be meeting that night. So if the group is available, maybe we could look at Monday, the 10th?
February 10th will be the same issue that I had.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
But I mean, if we do 6 o'clock on February 5th, finance meets on the 6th. So unless you think that this meeting would be more than an hour,
No, I would not anticipate it. So,
So-
so finance would meet at 7.
7,
So
so
if
you
you were
did this
willing
at
to
an
meet
hour.
at 6, we could do that. Yep.
As you've done here, then
All right, and that date is
February 5th.
February 5th.
Yeah.
Everybody on the committee somewhat in agreement with that as you sit right now? We're getting
Yeah,
some
I could
thumbs
even-
up?
If
All right.
if it pleases the committee, I don't know, I would throw out there that I personally could make 5:30 as well, if you want to
That would be,
give yourself a little cushion.
Yeah,
I could be here if I did.
yeah.
yeah, that would be fine by me.
Okay. Well, we'll work towards that then, if that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, again,
Commissioner Tolna, does that, okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, why don't we do that then, if we
Yeah.
could?
The 5th would be the best for me.
Okay.
Mondays are not good.
Okay. So, Ms. Chairman, we'll work towards February 5th at 5:30. Thank you. I believe that concludes all the business that we have this evening.
very good. Alderman Dowd. you had
Motion to
your-
adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at 6:21.
Not unless you hold them down. Oh.